Hi, I am Dr. Williams, and I will be your instructor for today's training. Welcome to the Domestic Violence Training for First Respondents. This curriculum is based on the National Prevention Toolkit on Domestic Violence. This training educates first respondents about the dynamics and impact of domestic violence. We use the term domestic violence to refer to the following: interpersonal abuse, relationship abuse, dating violence, and domestic abuse. Domestic violence is an epidemic in the United States that is not only pervasive, but also extremely costly in human and financial capital. It is a serious public health problem that can be prevented. It affects victims, as well as families, children, fiends, and communities. Victims are affected physically, as well as mentally, during and after abuse. Providing victims with information and connection to resources in the community can help prevent further abuse. Every first respondent will encounter victims of domestic violence. After completing this training, you will be able to do the following: understand the dynamics and impact of domestic violence. Know the prevalence and incidence of domestic violence in the United States. Recognize batterer behaviors. Be aware of the risk factors among perpetrators and victims. Understand the physical and mental health consequences of domestic violence. Understand some of the reasons why victims stay. Learn ways to become part of the solution to end domestic violence. Understand interventions to help domestic violence victims. Conduct screening for domestic violence. It is important to highlight that every state defines domestic violence differently, pursuant to code or statute. Every first respondent should be familiar with the state laws regarding domestic violence and any mandatory reporting laws. If you are not familiar with your state laws and regulations, or you want to revise them, you can select your state on the side panel and access state-specific resources related to domestic violence. Otherwise, you can click on Continue. First respondents should know how to conduct domestic violence screening. First respondents who have an in-depth understanding of the broad impact of domestic violence on women's health can better address safety, awareness, and violence prevention. Now, you can look around and learn more about the different systems that can be affected by conditions and injuries resulting from domestic violence. So far, so good? I hope you are enjoying this learning experience. Now, it is your time to practice dealing with a domestic violence situation and apply what you know. In the following interactive scenario, you are a paramedic who is heading to a house where a child called 911 because his mom was reportedly being assaulted by his dad. Please choose the courses of action you think are the most appropriate to the situation. This is a safe learning environment, and the assessments of your decisions are only used to provide constructive feedback for your continued performance improvement. So let's get started.
Standing emergency.
My mommy and Jeffrey are having a fight.
Is he hitting her?
I'm talking to the police, Mom. Could you get to the police, please?
Okay, we're going to be there. What's going on?
They're having a fight because this has been going on forever and ever.
How's he hurting her?
He made some red marks on Mom.
Where did he make the red marks on?
Her neck. Oh my God!
What's the matter? Is your Hello? Shit.
Congratulations! You have completed the scenario. As you saw, screening for domestic violence can be challenging. However, having a script and guidance on how to introduce the topic, ask about violence, and begin important conversations can help first responders to play an important role in combating domestic violence. In the next video, you will watch two experts talking about the importance of screening for domestic violence. This is a summary of the training module and contains important take-home messages.
Hello, I'm Suzanne Harrison.
And I'm Joey Drico Brown Spates.